We will start this course how to write a scope of work. Really, scope of work is very important for anyone who is working in the project, whatever the type of the project. This course can be as implementation for the big project, which is the project management for oil and gas projects. But here really for the scope of work it will be different. Not focus about oil and gas, focus about real estate, general industry, whatever the scope, whatever your role in the not project manager, project engineer, whatever the rule, we need to understand how to implement the scope of work, how to write a scope of work as a professionally when you send it to the client and so on, and when the client prepare also or the owner prepares the scope of work. So this course will help anyone who is communicate or have working on any type of the project itself, because we need to know together the technique to perform a professional scope of work. This is the target. First, for this course, we in this introduction we discuss about in general. For this course, recorded course, it will be discuss all about the scope of work. The first item, difference between the SOR and the SOW. In general, the requirement, the client requirement, or the owner requirement, or the end user requirement. And we need to understand the difference between the owner, the client, and the end user, and the stakeholder in general. This document, some company called it SOR, Statement of Requirement, Requirement Memo, whatever the document name, but in any one, the concept it will be the same, because you have for different company his different type of paper, but the concept the same. The client requirement or the owner requirement or the end user requirement. Okay, I took the both because it will be different for mega project, for small project, and so on, and the type of the company itself. So it will be general, but it will be the same concept. So we need to discuss together what is the difference between the SOR and the scope of work. Okay, what is the benefit between them? What is the accuracy of the data between them? How can we deal with it? Really, we effort from the creep of the projects, creep of the scope. Okay, this is the main challenge. Okay, if you ignore two things: clarification during the tender process or during sending the proposal, or when you send the scope of work there is no more clarification from the contractor, so it will be the best. If there is no clarification, it will be the best. Okay, we can accept one clarification also, but if it would be more than that, so the scope is not clear. If the scope is not clear, you have a lot of problems. The cost will be increased, maybe many problems during the implementation of the project itself, and we'll see together how to avoid it. So the first thing, what about the technique when I deal to the client? I need the technique or methodology to be applied. How can extract what in the client mind, what is the end user mind, what he need really. Okay, not what he write. I need what he need, not what he write. It will be a difference between the both, and we will discuss about in detail and use the technique which is already applied, proof from practical point of view, but need to know about it and use it and go on the run to use this technique with the client and the owners that you are dealing with. Okay, then after you have required how to define the scope of work, how can you define the scope of work? What's the technique or methodology to define the scope of work to be clear when you write it in the paper? Avoid the scope creep. Scope creep, it will be avoid the changes. But if the change how can we control it? It should be control main barrier or the first barrier to avoid the scope creep, which is a good scope work. But if happened, what it will do also should be included on the paperwork that you send to the client for this. Okay, so take care about it. The first barrier to avoid the scope creep, which is a nightmare for any project manager. Whatever is the owner or is a contractor or the engineering firm or EPC contractor, consortium or whatever, it will be a nightmare. Okay, so it will be a problem. It will be defined very well or can be avoided when you have a very good scope of work, very well. Okay, because the scope of work in most cases it will be a part of the contract, so to be obligated to be followed. Okay, scope boundary. How can we define the scope boundary? And also I need to clarify here something. When I send the document from the owner itself to the, for example, engineering firm or the consultant, to be easy, here called is scope of work. Then the consultant or the engineering firm provide a document to the owner, which is the proposal or offer, business offer. Okay, proposal or offer, it will be sent from the consultant to the owner itself. Really, the rated up for scope of work, it will be slightly different rather than the proposal and the offer. It is not major change, but some slight should be changed on it. We will discuss about in detail how to write a good or strong or concrete scope of work and how to write a winner proposal. Okay, this is the target for this course. How can make a professional proposal when I send it to the client, he accept it. This is our target. Okay, so we need to define together this. In other way, maybe for some time it's called technical tender, technical document. It will be the same, but it will be for some tender, as we discussed in the project management, can be a technical document and a commercial document. Okay, proposal can be both on it, but in case of the tender, it will be a technical document and commercial. We will discuss this about the tender technical document. What should be, what should not be added. It will be the same like the main element of it, like the scope of work, and another element should be included also. So in this course we discuss about the scope of work from the owner or the client to the consultant or to the EPC or to the contractors or whatever, and also what about the contractors, the EPC, the consortium send his proposal to the owner itself. To discuss about the scope of work and also the proposal, which already includes the scope of work, but some element should be added on it. We discuss about it in detail. Then after we define the boundary for any of this document, also we discuss in detail about the scope of work element by template. We discuss about the template. I write to it as a checkbox to be with you when you implement the scope of work, to avoid missing anything. Okay, then about the write up, we discuss how to write up, what you will say, what you will not say, what you state, what you will not state, because every word have its own effect during the project, running the project. So take care about the wording during implementation, the scope of work or your proposal and offer and so on. Okay, so we'll discuss in detail how to write up this document, what you write, what you will not write. I don't talk about the grammar or the wording or something like this. I talk about the technicality or the know-how, how to win the tender or how to win the proposal to be the winning over all the other competitors. Okay, on the other way, as the owner or the client, how to write up scope of work that it will be no clarification and clear, crystal clear for any engineering firm or any EPC contractor or any contractor or any vendors, if you send it to the vendor for buy an equipment, machine and so on. So the target, how to write the scope of work, proposal, tender, technical document. This is the requirement that you need exactly from this course. The target you have at the end to learn the professional way to write the scope of work, proposal and the technical tender package. This is our requirement for this course. If you have any question, any inquiry about this course and so on, you can contact me or discuss about it. If you need to add any subject, eliminate any subject and so on. In the course also I give you a template to fill it for the scope of work and also for the tender package and so on, to assist you during the implementation for this course, because we talk about the course which in the real life. It will not be theoretical, it's just some tactics that will be used in your real life project. Also, again, it is not for oil and gas, it's for oil and gas, for industrial, for commercial, for real estate, for any type of the projects that you have. Small project, very small projects like building your home, building your house, painting your room, or mega project like a refinery, petrochemical industry, or have platform, pipeline, and so on. Okay, thanks a lot. And if you have any questions, let me know at any time during the course or really after the course. Thanks a lot.